Hello, my name is Charlie Norris. I'm the Automation Product Manager here at WAGO, and with me is Mark D. Kramer, our Product Support Manager. This short video is an introduction to the TouchPanel 600 Visu Panel. We will cover the uses of the Visu Panel, discuss possible architectures, and show you how to manage communications between devices and develop graphic screens. I would consider the Visu Panel to be more of what you may think of as a traditional HMI. That is, this HMI is a graphic hosting device. What I mean by this is that the operator graphic screens, or what we call visualizations, are stored on the device. This provides very fast reaction times because the visualizations are run directly from the device's memory. The visualization screens are developed using WAGO's eCockpit engineering tool. And to animate the data, the Visu Panel can connect to WAGO and third-party devices via Modbus TCP to read and write dynamic tags. And if you are using a controller that supports codesys-based network variables, you can also use this protocol to share data between devices. I know what you may be thinking. When would I use a Visu Panel? Well, in applications where you have multiple PLCs in your system, the Visu Panel is a great choice. In this example architecture, you can see you can connect to a WAGO PLC, such as a codesys 2.3 based controller, or maybe one of our PFC 100s that is codesys 3 based. Or connect to a third-party controller as long as it supports Modbus TCP or network variables. You may also consider a Visu Panel when you have a more complex application. You can reduce the processor load on a PLC by not using the controller's onboard web server. The Visu Panel can take over the work of hosting the graphics to free up bandwidth on the PLC. So advantages include a very fast reaction time of operator inputs as the visualizations are stored on the Visu Panel. Also, you can communicate with multiple PLCs in your application. The Visu Panel can help reduce processor load on your PLC, and you might want to have a visualization that shows dynamic data that is generated from two different PLCs. For example, the wind speed on the graphic may be generated from a PLC that is located on the ground, but the cooling temperature may be coming from a third-party PLC that's located in a tower. Using the Visu Panel, it is very simple to display both of these tags on one graphic. A consideration of using the Visu Panel is that you must map tags from the PLC to the tags in the HMI. However, I would note that the eCockpit software offers a Modbus configurator to simplify this process. This is the view of the Visu Panel's interface ports. It has what we call the PIO2 configuration. There is a 24-volt DC removable connector to power the device. It has two configurable Ethernet ports. That is, you can configure the ports to act like a switch, or you can set them up as independent ports with separate IP addresses. I would also like to mention that the Visu Panel comes with an onboard firewall and VPN. So if you're concerned with network security in your application, you can enable the firewall and or the VPN to enhance cybersecurity. The device has two USB ports that can be used with an external keyboard and mouse, and it also has an audio port if you want to provide operators with acoustic feedback. Next, Mark will show you a demo of the Visu Panel. This diagram is the architecture of the demo. There are two PLCs that communicate via Modbus TCP to the HMI. The first is a PFC 200 that uses codesys 3 based eCockpit program, and the second is a WAGO XTR codesys 2.3 based 750-880 PLC. Mark will use eCockpit's Modbus configurator to set up communications and develop the graphics for the Visu Panel that he will download to the HMI. So it looks like Mark is all set.
As Charlie mentioned, one of the advantages of the TP600 Visu panel is the ability to view information from multiple controllers on the same visualization. To show that, I have here a 7-inch standard line TP600 Visu panel, and it is networked to these two controllers, a PFC200 running an eCockpit application, and a 750-880 XTR controller, which is running a Codesys 2.3 application. Just like before, I have a switch wired to an input on each node. And in my eCockpit and Codesys programs, I keep count of each time the switches are toggled. Let me show you what the configuration for this looks like in an eCockpit project. Here's my network configuration in my eCockpit project. Here's the TP600 Visu panel, and here are my two nodes, the PFC200 and the 750-880 XTR controller. And here I show an Ethernet network connection to each device. Note that even though the 750-880 was programmed using Codesys 2.3, I can still create a network configuration in eCockpit to help me share variables between the devices. Let me show you what those configurations look like. For the PFC200, the configurator allows me to select from a list of variables from the PFC200 project and map those to the Visu panel. Once the variables are mapped to the Visu panel, I can then assign those variables to different objects on my visualizations, such as the counter value and the pilot light. In the case of the 750-880, instead of selecting from a list of project variables, I create a list of PLC variables that are mapped to specific %M register locations, and then I map those variables to the Visu panel. If you are familiar with %M registers, then you'll recognize these register locations. And then ultimately, here's my visualization in my eCockpit project that will be downloaded to the TP600 Visu panel. I'll just go back online now and we'll run the application. Here is the project in operation, with a visualization showing data from two different nodes. And that's my TP600 Visu panel demo.
We hope you found this information helpful. If you have any questions on the TouchPanel 600 Visu panel, please contact your local WAGO representative or give us a call. Additional information such as product data sheets and manuals can be found on our website at wago.us. Thank you for attending.